food and water are now available for people. What is worse, gas supply has been severely impacted in an area where the temperatures fall to -2 at night.
Right. So as far as the humanitarian situation goes, it's extremely precarious at the moment, especially the situation with internally displaced persons as well. Do we know the number of internally displaced persons in Ukraine, and what is Ukraine doing in order to ensure that humanitarian assistance can in fact reach these people? Because earlier, as you were reporting, you did say that the claim by the Europeans is that Russia is not allowing for any sort of assistance to reach Ukraine.
Polemy, 3 million people internally displaced in Ukraine. 2.1 million people have crossed over into Poland. And these are figures that US President Joe Biden will be hearing later this afternoon as he arrives here in Poland. But the situation is extremely grim, because this is a claim that's made by the European Union. The European Union chief has said that ships laden with wheat are not being permitted to land, and not being able to reach the areas from where wheat can be given to people who are severely facing an acute food shortage and severely impacted by this conflict. The Russians, and this is an indication that the Russians control the Sea of Azov and the Black Sea. What we are being told today is that a humanitarian corridor is being created to evacuate certain ships that are trapped. Because remember, the Russians were also saying that there are floating mines in these waters, and that would be extremely fatal for any ship. Yesterday, of course, Ukraine had also claimed that a landing craft and a large landing craft of the Russian Navy was shot at and destroyed or damaged, and certain Russian ships were leaving the sea, these waters, urgently. And that is why President Zelensky, while he addressed the North Atlantic Treaty Organization emergency meeting, also demanded anti-ship missiles and surface-to-air missiles, saying he can sustain the battle, he can carry on the battle. They are not inferior to NATO forces, not second to NATO forces, given the fact that they've held off the Russians for a month and counting since the 24th of February now. So the situation, precarious, tense. Military battles also continue, and the Russians seem to be digging in for the long haul, which clearly is not good news as far as people of Ukraine are concerned. And if I may, Polemy, quickly, where we are right now in Warsaw, there is a huge rally planned later this evening as the American president arrives in a place called Rizho, which is barely 50 to 60 kilometers from the Ukrainian border. He'll be briefed on humanitarian assistance, but this rally in Warsaw by displaced Ukrainian people is to demand a no-fly zone and also demand, Polemy, that additional military hardware and aid be given to Ukraine to sustain this fight.
Demands that the Ukrainian president has been making very consistently, but unfortunately, it hasn't reached him. It hasn't been met with. Gaurav, thank you so much for joining us with all of those details. Our soldier reporter Rajesh Pawar, in fact, has been getting us reports from Ground Zero in Ukraine. Here's a report from Kyiv that is bracing for attacks from all corners by the Russian army.
I'm right now in front of this device. This is an innovation which has been made by people here. They have just used pipes which is used for construction. Can you show here the pipe? And they've sliced these iron rods, which are again used for construction, sliced it so they become sharp in the one corner, and then welded it to the pipes here. So when they're placed on the ground, it stays stable, it doesn't move, but nothing can move over it. So this kind of innovation we are seeing here. And wherever there are no soldiers, they cannot put soldiers everywhere in the city. They just need to place this so that they can deny that road to any kind of vehicles of the Russian army, invading army, which is coming inside, and they can be stopped. Anything which is with rubber tires cannot pass over this, including a ICV, infantry combat vehicle. So this is a very, very effective innovation, a military innovation to deny the use of a road to an invading army. This is Rajesh Pawar for India Today on the 29th day of the war.